So recently, habit tracking has become something that's really popular with people. There's a lot of apps for it, and things like keeping a bullet journal, all of that really encourage the idea of trying to track your daily habits. And I recently did a video and I recently read the book Atomic Habits, and it talks about the importance of these things and how useful they are and how powerful habits are in determining to getting the results that we want from life. In terms of what habits you should track though, in my experience, the whole idea of tracking everything and anything you do, it's just not realistic in day-to-day application. Like, I've seen people and they track how many glasses of water they drink, and they track how many days they do this and how many times they do that and all the rest of it. And it all just seems like a lot. And in terms of, being effective and efficient in your day, if you're spending, 15, 20 minutes every day just ticking off boxes and tracking things, I don't know how useful that is. But I do think habit tracking is a powerful tool. I just think the type of habits that you are going to track are really important. So here's 3 suggestions I have, and they're not specific things, but they're the type of things that if you're going to track habits, these are what you should probably be looking at. Track something that you love to do, but that you know you never do enough. As a personal example, it's playing the guitar. I love playing the guitar. I get a lot of pleasure and enjoyment from doing so, but I constantly forget to make time to do it. And it always falls to the side. And it's only when someone who knows that I play asks me and they go, how's the guitar going? And I always have the same conversation. I say, I really haven't been playing much recently, but I want to get back onto it. And then I'll go pick up the guitar because I've been reminded of that thing that I enjoy. So try to think of something that brings you a lot of pleasure, brings you a lot of joy, and reintroduce the idea of regularly tracking that activity. The next one is track something that makes you feel good. And by that, similar to the guitar, but for example, if you know that when you go for a run, it fills you with endorphins and it just pumps you up for the rest of the day, then that's something worth tracking. If it's going to the gym, if it's taking part in a certain sport, it might even be something like going to visit your grandma. You might always leave your grandma's and think, God, I just feel good for going and spending time with this person or spending time with a friend. And those things are really important. And if we can remember and remind ourselves, because I think that's what habit tracking really is. It's not really about looking back at the end of your week and going, oh, look at me, I went to the gym 5 times this week. It's more about being consistently reminded about the things that are most important to us and that we want to make time for and make sure that we do. And then the last one, which I don't see enough and I don't hear people talk about enough, is something for someone else. So a habit that I try to track for myself in my life is how often I do something for my wife. Something selfless, like I'll cook dinner for her, make it a special dinner. I'll go out and buy her flowers. I'll get us tickets to the movies. You know what I mean? It's something that I've tried to make a real conscious effort of doing. I do it all the time anyway, and the same goes for family. Like, example, my mum. I try to make sure I go and visit my mum every now and then, and not just visit, but I ask her, is there anything you need done around the house? Is there anything that I can help you with? And I try to make it a consistent effort to track the fact that I'm giving back to other people and I'm making someone else's life better through what I'm able to do. And I think that's a really powerful thing to track, because what that stops you from being is becoming very self-involved. It helps you to build compassion and empathy, and it just reminds you to think about others from time to time. Because it's very easy for us to get caught up in everything that we should be doing for ourselves and moving ourselves forward. But it's very nice, if you're in a position to do so, to help others from time to time. And for me personally, I get no greater satisfaction than when I make someone else happy. So if that's something that I can do more consistently and therefore something that I should be tracking, then I like to do so. So my advice to you around habit tracking in general is don't get too hung up on it. Don't track everything that goes on throughout your day. There's certain things that you should just know that you should be doing regularly, and it shouldn't be necessary to tick a box to make sure that you keep doing it. For different people, it's different. For some people, maybe you really just never drink enough water and you should track it. And that's something that will make you feel good, that is good for you, and it's worth tracking. But the list could be endless, and you're tracking your entire day from when you brushed your teeth in the morning to when you get into bed at night. It can get a bit daunting, and therefore it's hard to sustain. Choose a few key things that hold a lot of value in your life and find a way of maintaining them consistently over time. And again, I would suggest find something that you love to do, that you don't do enough. Find something that's good for you and that makes you feel good. And then finally, find something that you want to do for other people around you that's going to help build your relationships and allow you the opportunity to give back to others. And as always, take care of yourself.